Hello, favorites. Today I'm going to show you what I am going to make with those blank pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. And I also bought these napkins from the Dollar Tree, and I also bought the black light orange paint from the Dollar Tree. So those were all out of the crafting section. I have a little nylon paintbrush, and some Mod Podge. Now the Mod Podge I did not buy at the Dollar Tree, but you can buy the same one in a smaller container from there. It's pretty much everything, including the nylon brush, and I had another paintbrush. So this little set is super cute. It's in time for the holidays. You can make it ahead of time. And it's this black light special orange paint that I'm going to use on these. Now, I am not sure how this is going to turn out. So we're just going to see it all together. And it comes with 8 of these blanks, jack-o'-lanterns. And I did also buy the ghost. And I'm going to do the same video showing you what I did with the ghost. But it comes with the twine that you need. So you can make these as ornaments or tags for gift bags, whatever you want to do. I decided to go forward and make them as a garland to hang or decorate around the house during the holiday season. So I always use a paper plate for my painting. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with those napkins here in a second. But first we're going to get the paint on, because I feel like even if you decoupage anything or Mod Podge anything onto the wood, you want to coat it now, because it does make it look better. Now this is that black light one, so I'm going to have part of it so it shows up under a black light. I don't have a black light right now to show you, unfortunately. Dollar Tree did not have those this year, or if they did, they're already gone. So I know you can get them at like Walmart and probably Home Depot and places like that. Even Dollar General, I'm sure I can run down there and get one take a look at. So I'm just kind of painting this on. You can see it's pretty translucent. This is going to take, and I'm not going to paint inside there. And look, whenever you're doing any of this stuff, don't worry about being perfect. I am the messy crafter, and you're going to see that for sure throughout this process. But I don't care. It's all water soluble. I can wash it off. But I just like to see you do what you can do, and don't worry about making a mess. I clean as I go, I mean, and it's still fun to do. So just slap it on there. Now, this is pretty translucent, like I said already. And I did have to go in with several different coats. So let's see how far we go here. Oh yeah, okay. So just kind of do it. And I am going to paint both sides just because I know I'm going to put some of that napkin as a decoupage on part of the pumpkin. And the part that is not covered with the decoupage is going to have this paint. So as you can see, it's much darker than when we started, and that's because I had to do several coats. Now this is very translucent, so I did use a good, probably half the bottle, and I painted front and back. And now we're going to get our napkins ready in the Mod Podge. Now this napkin, I didn't know because I didn't open it up, but see that smaller pumpkin in front of the larger pumpkin? I think that's going to be perfect for Mod Podging onto these pumpkins, these jack-o'-lanterns. And so here's I did one already, and I love how it came out. It just gives a little bit more texture, a little bit more depth to the pumpkin. And I did do a layer of resin on top, and I really love how it gives a really finished look, professional look to it. It's just real thin, and I use UV resin and put it underneath the light. Now I did have these napkins, but I decided to save those for something else. And here we go. So we're going to use pumpkins here. Actually, no, I am going to use those other ones. I think I will. I think I'll alternate because you get 8 pieces. So I'm going to use 8. I'm going to use 4 with the little pumpkins, and I'm going to use the sunflowers on the other 4 to alternate. And you can tell with the orange on the background that it kind of all blends together. You kind of will see everything. But I got 4 of the little pumpkins out of one single napkin. And I'm just kind of holding this up so I can kind of see where I want these to go. Now, whenever use napkins for decoupaging or Mod Podging onto something, I'm just cutting this down to size first. You're going to have to separate the layers. You only want the layer that has the printed image onto it. So we're going to open this up, and I just like, some people use tape to pull it apart. It's easier. I will eventually, you'll see here, I just like lick my finger, and the moisture then helps to grab the side that I need to pull away. See? And then it just kind of sticks to your finger at that point. And it's easy to separate these that way. See how easy that was? Okay, so now these napkins are Dollar Tree. So getting the layers separated aren't aren't exactly easy, but there you go. And some of it is like, see, it stops right there. And I don't want to rip the napkin, so I'll pull from the other end. And yeah, see, it's kind of stuck there. There's like a seam there. So I'll have to go to the other side and pull that up. I just kind of rip that part off. And it still works because I'm not using the whole napkin onto the pumpkin. So, okay, so there it goes. We got it. And we'll just cut this down because one sunflower is enough for several of the pumpkins. And so you can see like one napkin of each design is going to cover plenty. I think for the sunflowers, I might have used two napkins, but I just come kind of looking at the backs and see which side I want to be the back. And now I'm just going to cut this, trying to just like cut off the white section of it. Super easy. Try to find prints on napkins that are easy to work with, but like this one, I kind of want the ends to stick out over, and I don't want the white part on there. Although the white would just kind of blend with the background. Mod Podging onto wood is like so forgiving, and it's handmade. So, having those little wrinkles or a defect or whatever, it's kind of gives it like a rustic look to me. I like it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have to be perfect. And you guys are probably much better at being perfect than I am. But I definitely say with art, you just need to go with your flow and how you feel about it as you're going. I never really plan a whole lot out. I knew I was going to do something with the pumpkins. I knew I was going to do something with the napkins. And Mod Podge is my thing to go to lately. And so I had the paints. And I was like, okay, let's just figure this out as we go. And that's exactly how I roll sometimes, or most of the time, I should say. So I love how this, I just like how that dark, the center part of the sunflower is going to add a lot more texture. So there you see, I cut out all the white part. And I'm just going to lay it so that I get a corner because I don't want to cover up the whole pumpkin because remember, it has that black light paint on it. And so I do want some of that to show when the holiday comes and I do have a black light to show it. So then I'm just kind of trimming around. Now don't worry because after you Mod Podge it and after it dries off, you're going to, I just use a nail file. And I think you can see it down in the screen by the Mod Podge. I just have a regular nail file, I don't know, 80 grit, and I just like sand off the edge. And that's what's nice working with the wood here. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I would use that other piece, but I'm going to go with this one right now. I don't think I have it up that high. So first thing is we clean as we go just a little bit. And now we're going to get some Mod Podge on the pumpkin itself. And once I get this open, oh, what is going on? Why is it so hard to open? I don't know. There we go. And just dip my brush in. I like using the nylon because it washes right off of that real easy. And this nylon brush came, I think, in a set of two from the Dollar Tree. And they still had them. I saw them just today. And I had bought these a long time ago though, but they still have it. Now, because I want uniform satin finish, which you don't have to use the satin finish Mod Podge, whatever finish you have, matte, whatever, shiny. Just I do it over the whole pumpkin because I want it, or should I call it jack-o'-lantern? That's really what it is. I use it over the whole section, even though I'm not going to be covering it all with the napkin. But I want it to look uniform and have that same. Although at the end it doesn't really matter too much because I'm going to cover it with the resin. Now just gently push down because I don't want to tear the paper. It seemed to be very sturdy and it adhered very quickly. And now I'm just kind of pushing it down. We're going to pop out the eyes and the nose and the mouth once it's dry, okay? Unless maybe I do it here. I think I might try some of that here. And so we're just pushing out as much as I can get out the wrinkles. I do. And I splattered a little bit of glue on top of that one, but it'll wash right off. Now then you go back in with the top coat and you see I'm pretty liberal with it. I don't know, do you guys use that much? I'm pretty liberal because I want to make sure all the seams are coated and it doesn't peel up. And I'm loving the sunflower. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm loving it. And then you can kind of see where the mouth, the nose, and the eyes are kind of coming. It's more translucent in that area because there's no paint behind it. So that kind of gives you an idea of why I paint the surface first so that it really does make your image. And I'm using this nylon brush to kind of push it through a little bit while it's still wet. And then eventually we'll take when it's dry, it'll be easier to sand through there. Okay, so the rest of this I'm just going to speed up for you. And now you can see I'm pushing out the eyes and I'm just kind of like getting it set up as neat as possible before it completely dries. And then once it's completely dry, we can go in there. And I have this little sanding stick, but right now I'm using my little Cricut poker thing, which you can also buy a similar one at the Dollar Tree if you didn't know you can. And just making sure all the holes are laying flat and kind of helps to do it while it's wet because then the glue will, the Mod Podge, which is kind of glue, will pull it through and keep it laying down. So we go through and we do all of these. And now I'm going to do some more pumpkin ones. I painted that with the Mod Podge. Look how fast I'm going. Wow. So it is sped up, but I did not go that fast because I'm just watching TV as I do this in preparation for this video, and I go through and I poke out all the openings there. It did lift up a little bit, but that's okay. It's still wet, so I can push it all back down. I just like to get the openings done, and I think, what do you guys think of this right now? I'm really loving how it's starting to look. So here we have the I've done all of the 8 pieces and I have this little sanding stick. It's like a pack of sticks that I got off of Temu and the end has sandpaper on it and they're real narrow. You could use your Dremel with the sanding tool at the end of it too, or see, and it just makes it so much easier. And then I used my nail file for the perimeter, the outside part of it, and just kind of sanded off to the edge. Now you can see how you can see it glisten a little bit on the back side where some of the Mod Podge got. So I did end up coating that all so that it would look the same. The next thing is I put resin, a thin layer of resin on all of it. And you can kind of see here how it's going to look under black light, even though that's not black light, but you can see how it kind of glows. I thought it had a really cool look. So I did a thin layer of UV resin, and then this is the final look. It looks like this. I tied all those individual twine pieces that came. So you can use it as gift tags on your bags, gift bags for the holiday. You can hang them on a tree if you do a holiday tree for Halloween. Or what I did is I hung it from a ribbon that I had, and you're going to see that come up here. And I just had this polka dotted orange ribbon, and I just hung each one. And I don't have my house decorated, but I wanted you to see the effect. So yeah, it's not perfect right now, but I love how these came out. So let me know what you guys think. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you again real soon. Remember to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do that. Bye.
It's favorites with Laura, come and see. Hauls and reviews and unboxing with me. We open, we swatch, we try and we share.